Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to welcome in the future class of 2018.
Parents, guardians, families, friends, welcome to MRH Middle School's Class of 2018 8th grade promotion. Before we begin with tonight, I would like to introduce some of our distinguished guests. First of all, from our Board of Education, we have our President, Maria Langston. Our Vice President, Mr. Nelson Minton. We have our Treasurer, Francis Schindler. We have our Secretary, Brooke Rintoul, is not with us tonight. We have a Director, Reverend Ralph Posley. And also we'd like to recognize Director Katie Kaufman. Also with us tonight, we have our Superintendent, Mrs. Karen Hall. Our Assistant Superintendent, Mrs. Roxana Meacham. We also right now would like to acknowledge all of our staff at MRH Middle School. Not all of them are on stage, so if you are around, please raise your hand and wave. We also have our 8th grade team on stage with us. We have Mr. McClintock. We have Mrs. Mooney. We have Mr. Ryan. And Mrs. Strubar. We also have our counselor, Ms. Terry Brown. And I am Dan Reeve. I have the great privilege to be the assistant principal here at MRH Middle School. And our principal, Mr. Mike Dietrich. At MRH Middle School, we have a 2-year experience. We encourage our students to reflect on who they are as they come in, how they grow, who they want to be, how they develop. We ask them to reflect upon how they've grown as scholars, as leaders, as stewards, and as citizens. And we ask them at the end of their 8th grade experience to create a defining moment video. This is connected to their personal narrative, essay that they write where they're really considering something that has defined them, whether it was earlier in their life, whether it was in their middle school experience. Here in front of the stage, you'll see many whirligigs. Your students have created these whirligigs as a metaphor that connects to their defining moment. They will also be able to take them home with them after tonight's promotion. Here we'll be able to watch 4 of our digital stories about students' defining moments. Though not all of our students will be shown their defining moments tonight, all students will have their defining moment on a DVD attached to the promotion certificate. So here is our great privilege to show our defining moments.
Have you ever been somewhere for the first time and you were kind of nervous because you didn't know what to expect? That's the exact same way I felt when I came to Maplewood for the first time. I didn't know what to expect or how bad it was going to go.
In my old school, I could have been considered quiet. That's because I always wanted to be right and never wanted to take a chance of getting an answer wrong. The friends in my school that I actually did like lived too far away from me, so I didn't get to hang out with them that was outside of school. Since I didn't hang out with friends that much, I stayed home most of the time and had to entertain myself. I didn't necessarily know how I would make friends, but I figured me being athletic would give me a good chunk of them.
My first day wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. I walked into class and it seemed as though everyone was already there. The teacher introduced himself to me and told me where my seat was going to be.
After a while, I started getting more friends, and I got more comfortable as time went on.
Coming to MRH has changed things for the better and has impacted me as a person. Before, I hardly played basketball at all. Now, I'm a part of a team. We play very often and it's something I really enjoy doing. Coming to MRH has also impacted my learning. I've traveled to the Great Smoky Mountains and was chosen to participate in the educational fun video that was used to promote salamanders in the Great Smoky Mountains. Going on expeditions instead of sitting in a classroom has taken my learning to a whole new level.
Here at MRH, I have the chance to expand my learning in many ways, like classifying different salamanders to going on a beach catching different aquatic species. These different chances and activities are things I would never have gotten a chance to do if I never came to Maplewood.
At MRH, we talk about taking acceptable risks. Coming here was a huge risk, but it was a good one. It has made me better as a person. I love it here at MRH.
Living my life to the limit, every minute of every day. Do it, I say. Whatever you want to do, do it now. There are only so many tomorrows. This quote was said by Michael Jr. Before knowing I needed surgery, I wore back brace. The doctor said to wear it 23 hours a day, every day. I didn't do that. I got the brace the summer before my 6th grade year. When school started, people were making fun of me because I was different. To me, I thought different was bad. I felt useless. My parents saw that I was having problems, so halfway through the year, they took me out of school, homeschooled me for the rest of the year. That summer, I was kind of lonely. I stayed in the house most of the time. I didn't have friends to talk to. I felt hatred, like the world wanted to stay away from me. Since I was feeling so down, I didn't wear my brace so much. I wouldn't wear my brace unless my parents told me, or I would make up any excuse not to. After coming to this school, things got way better. I was trying to make friends, become more social, I was trying to do more things outside, and I was spending time inside on my laptop as much. Instead, I would be outside more or going to the park on the weekends. Over the year, I forgot about my back problems. I never worried about it. About halfway in the year, I went to my doctor. He asked if I was wearing my brace, and I said no. My doctor said that there's nothing else that I can do except surgery. Right after my appointment, my mom took me to Starbucks and we ordered and sat down. She started asking me questions about the surgery and what I thought about what happened. As soon as I got home, I tried not to think of it as much. I felt if it would be easier to just clear my mind. After a couple of weeks, I felt better at what was going to happen. My defining moment has changed who I am because I know now that I don't have to change for someone else just because they don't like it. I also learned that I can do something different and have fun without anyone's opinions grading down. Lastly, I learned that other people's opinions doesn't have to affect my choice. I made a bad choice, and now I have to live with consequences. Do more than belong. Participate. Do more than care. Help. Do more than believe. Practice. Do more than be fair. Be kind. Do more than forgive. Forget. Do more than dream. Work. This quote was said by William Arthur Ward.
Have you ever wondered why bad things happen to good people? Sometimes it doesn't always turn out to be a bad thing. Sometimes it can turn out to be a good thing in the end. Sometimes it can even turn into something amazing. 4.5 years ago, I was diagnosed with a brain tumor. It was one of the hardest things I've ever experienced. I couldn't walk, barely even breathe, or hardly think because my head hurt so much. I had to stop school and I didn't even eat. I was so worried about it, and I wondered if I was going to live or die. It was a tough experience because I had to learn to walk again, move, and even breathe. It was a long and tough struggle. I felt terrible. I kept asking God, why me? Why me? I always had a good childhood for the first 8 years of my life. I was so angry, but somehow I knew I was going to be okay. For the first 8 years of my life, I have always been a very healthy and active kid. However, one day I started to feel awful. It started out as a terrible headache that progressively got much worse. We tried medicine, went to my doctor, tried natural herbs, but nothing worked. Finally, enough was enough. So on December 30th, 2009, my mom took me to Children's Hospital and my grandparents came along. We were in the emergency room for over 4 hours. Finally, the doctor came in and explained to us, "Your son will have to get brain surgery." At that point, all of our worlds turned black like a dark hole. My mother was terrified and ran out of the room. I was also devastated. Surgery day came on New Year's Eve. Nearly the entire family showed up. My grandpa started to pray over me, and only seconds after that prayer is when they put that warm sleeping medicine into my veins. As I closed my eyes, I told myself that I will overcome this and I will be stronger than ever. Then I told myself, God has a plan for me. When I finally woke up after a 6-hour surgery, I was introduced to my doctor, Dr. T.S. Park, one of the best neurosurgeons in the world. He was kind, calm, and very caring. Yet, I noticed that I couldn't feel any sensation into my legs. Then I realized that this brain tumor, this headache that started 8 years old, when I was 8 years old, was much, much worse than I imagined. In fact, I have suffered with many setbacks for the last 4.5 years of my life. I had to take massive amounts of medicine and steroids, have multiple surgeries, and even stay in the hospital 3 and 4 months at a time. That first surgery, when I thought things were over, they had only just begun. In 2012, after so much debate, I had radiation therapy. The side effects caused my body to literally shut down. I couldn't walk, eat, cough, or barely even breathe. The doctor said it was very unlikely if I could ever walk again. Sure enough, with my faith in God and my willpower, a month in the hospital, I could walk. I had to start off with the walker, but after 3 weeks, that walker was just a memory. Even though I had to do outpatient therapy again, which I hated, I had made so much progress. Things started to get much better. I was very happy that I could pursue normal life. However, just when things settled down in the summer of 2013, I started to have headaches again. I couldn't resume normal life. I couldn't walk up hills, climb stairs, or even play on my soccer team because my head ached so much. Here it was, 3 years after my diagnosis. After multiple surgeries and even radiation, I was back to feeling abnormal again. I had to go back to both my neurosurgeon and my oncologist, Dr. Park and Dr. Devane, 2 amazing doctors that helped save my life. They debated about doing another surgery or doing chemotherapy. It turns out that we decided to do chemotherapy for a year. My mom and I were crying, and I thought to myself again, why me, God? It was just like the first diagnosis 4 years ago, so unexpected. As we headed to my grandparents' house in a trail of tears to tell my grandparents' decision, I was so irritated and I just couldn't wait for all this to be over. Then I remember telling myself 4.5 years ago, just know that God has a plan for you. I regained courage, faith, and hope that I will be fine. Today I am currently still taking chemotherapy, but I'm also making straight A's, drawing, doing complex Legos, clubs such as Academy of Science, Science Bowl, Bob Ball, and still living life. Things are going great. This experience is a tough experience, but I wouldn't be the person I am today without it. I've had to overcome so many physical challenges, but I am a much stronger and braver person than I am before. The doctors told me I wouldn't be able to walk again twice. Well, I tricked the doctors, and sometimes bad things that happen can help make the impossible possible. I also learned that life is way too short to complain about the little things. So I try to live life to my fullest every day. I know that one day this medical challenge will end, and I know that I can do anything, as long as I put my mind to it, because I am willpower. And most importantly, I know that as long as I have God on my side, I can overcome anything.
Imagine feeling sad and worried but not knowing why. Now imagine feeling that way for hours on end. This is how I felt before my defining moment. This is why that moment was one of the biggest in my life. As a child, I had always had a hard time dealing with my emotions. My life was like a roller coaster. I would get really sad or worried and I wouldn't know why. I would try to pretend like everything was okay, but eventually my emotions would build up and explode. When that happened, I would get extremely angry and I wouldn't know why or how to help myself. The feeling that I had was like my body was trying to destroy itself from the inside out. I would have to release my anger, and that would usually result in arguing and yelling at my family. We had tried to figure out ways to help me deal with what I was feeling, but everything we did didn't seem to work. At the beginning of my 6th grade year, I guess you could say I broke. I felt like a soda bottle that had been shaken up and needed to explode. I was getting tired of trying to deal with what I was feeling. It was like I didn't think it was worth the struggle. One day I had an outburst and I got really angry again, but this time I tried to tell my mom what I was feeling. We sat down and started talking about it. I told her how I always felt sad and I didn't know why. I told her about how I would get so angry and I would feel like I was destroying myself from the inside out. We started to talk about what we could do to help me, but I couldn't think of anything. I eventually told my mom that I felt like maybe it would be better if I wasn't around. What I meant by this was that I was feeling so bad and it was so frustrating to deal with that maybe it would be better if I wasn't alive. This was really the turning point in the whole deal, and a major turning point in my life. After I talked to my mom about my feelings, she took me to the doctor and I was diagnosed with slight depression and anxiety. This made sense because every outbreak that I had was around a transition in my life, around times when there were major things that would worry me. The doctor prescribed a medicine to help me deal with my anxiety, and I went to counseling for a few months. I started to feel better and saw a brighter future. Figuring out that I had anxiety changed me because I knew why I felt the way I did. The medicine that I got worked well and it's still working. I was able to live a happier life for myself and my family. I decided to live differently. I take any chance to try new things and I try to be an all-around nice person to everyone. It changed the course of my life because now I'm more involved with things in my community. I still have some problems with worrying during the changes and moments that are very rushed. I have a long way to go in my life and I know that there will be bumps in the road, but now I can handle them. Learning that I had anxiety basically saved my life and made me who I am today. Always remember to live your life every day. You still have time to make a change because it's still happening. I'm still alive, but I'm barely breathing. So I got 12, she got 3.
Good evening. I'm Mike Dietrich, principal at Maplewood Richmond Heights Middle School. Before I begin, I'd like to give a special thanks to our MRH choir, please. And also to our high school band for leading us in, and they will also lead us out. At this time, I would also like the class of 2018 to please stand and face the audience and give the audience a round of applause for supporting you the last couple of years. Thank you. As you enter our middle school in the morning, there is a sign above the second doorway that says, "Be responsible for the energy you bring into the space." Class of 2018, this is a message that I want you to take with you as you leave the halls of the middle school and move on to your high school years. Your energy is a gift, and only you can determine how that gift is delivered. There is another sign in our office that reads, "Here at MRHMS, we do second chances. We apologize. We forgive, we respect each other, we keep our promises, we never give up, we encourage one another, we laugh often, we belong, and we are a family." As you move into life, give second chances, forgive others, respect others, keep your promises, never give up. Encourage others, and laugh often. Our choir just performed on Top of the World. So I asked your teachers to share some advice or quotes about how you can get to the top of the world or be on top of the world. Mrs. Mooney sent me a quote that she attributed to somebody very famous, Aaron User. He always says, "Always remember to live your life how you want to live it. You still have time to make a change because it's still happening. Life is still happening." So tonight you will celebrate an end to your middle school years. But regardless where you are or how you feel today, life is still happening. And you can use your energy to change. Why? Because life is still happening. Mr. Ryan provided me a quote by the legendary football coach Vince Lombardi. "The difference between a successful person and others is not a lack of strength, not a lack of knowledge, but rather a lack of will." Each morning, I have the most beautiful sidekick in the world ride to school with me each morning. My daughter Madeline is a second grader at MRHE. And each morning before she gets on the bus with the ever-famous Mr. Dan, I ask her, "Madeline, what are the 2 things you can control today?" And every morning she looks at me, she says, "My attitude and my effort." The conversations we have is that you may not be the strongest, you may not have the most knowledge, but students, I know you've heard me say that as well. The only two things you can control every day are your attitude and your effort. So as you move through high school, college, your first job, one thing I can guarantee you is that you can't always guarantee you'll be the smartest person in the room or have the most knowledge. But what I can promise you is it's your decision whether anybody else in that room outworks you. Mr. McClintock, from the wonderful world of science, provided me by his favorite author, unknown. I've learned that everyone wants to live on top of the mountain, but all the happiness and growth occurs while you're climbing it. Class of 2018, decide what your mountain is and enjoy the expedition. If your mountain is to someday be a teacher, a doctor, an attorney, or an entrepreneur, enjoy your time in high school, enjoy your time in college, and continue to achieve and set goals, but enjoy the many switchbacks along the expedition we call life. Continue to look forward, but always take time to reflect on those experiences. Regardless of the trail you choose to the top of your mountain, enjoy the sights and the experiences. I'll end with Mrs. Strubar. She shared this quote by C.S. Lewis. For what you see and hear depends a good deal on where you are standing. It also depends on what sort of person you are. This is a great quote she provided, but there's a better quote. A quote that Ms. Strubar is famous for among the faculty here at MRHMS. 2 years ago, as I sat in my first staff meeting, and we asked, what is it like to be a teacher at MRHMS and be a teacher that provides expeditions? She said, I feel like we own our day. So as you walk out of our faculty room, there's a quote above the door that says, we own our day. We own our day. Students, I encourage you to own your day and decide the type of person you want to be and where you will stand. So what type of person will you be? I encourage each and every one in this theater, especially the class of 2018, to give second chances, forgive others, respect others, keep your promises, never give up. Encourage others, and laugh often. Good luck on your expedition to the top of your mountain. Thank you. If I could please have Mr. Reeve and Ms. Hall to present our special awards. The President's Education Award goes to students who have maintained a 3.5 GPA or better through their middle school years. I have a letter signed, I don't know if it's authentic, by President Barack Obama that says, please accept my congratulations on receiving the President's Education Award. I am pleased to join your family, friends, and teachers in honoring this tremendous achievement. America's continued success depends on how well your generation is prepared for the future. And this special recognition is a testament to the dedication and skill you have shown in the classroom. I am proud of you for pushing yourself academically, and I am counting on you to continue to set a good example and help others whenever you have the opportunity. Smart, driven young people like you remind me that America's best days are yet to come. And as long as you continue to stay focused on your education and work hard, no dream will be beyond reach. Congratulations again. I hope this award inspires you to continue seeking out new challenges and setting your sights on new horizons. I wish you all the best for the years ahead. President Barack Obama. I would like to recognize the following students for maintaining a 3.5 GPA or better during their middle school years. Isa Olivar. Maxwell Boctor. Sincere Brown. Brianna Carter. Mia Ray Davis. Ruby Grimes. Everett Hicks. Mary Grace Hummel. Lily Kitty Pitty Uncle. Lily Morello. Aaron Muser. Aaliyah Morris. Yasmin Rivera. Dempsey Schroeder. Sophia Schwatka. Jose Verdia. Maggie Weir. Ellen Werman. Our next special award is for 2 students who maintained perfect attendance throughout the entire year. If I can please get Lily Kitty Pitty Uncle back to the stage and Ellen Werman. Two years ago, this class embarked on their first overnight expedition to Camp Lakewood YMCA in Potosi, Missouri. For the last 2 years, we've been able to provide 2 scholarships to 2 students to attend camp for free the summer after their 8th grade year. I approached the 8th grade team and I said, I'd like a list of names of students who are kind of quiet leaders who you've really seen grown the last 2 years. And then you would see representing us very well this summer at Camp Lakewood YMCA. If I could get the following students to come forward to accept their scholarships. Lindsay May. And Keyshawn Duke. Both scholarships for these were donated by Camp Lakewood YMCA and are valued at around $700. So thank you to Camp Lakewood. This time, if I could get Mr. John Harbaugh to the stage to read off the class of 2018.
Helena Akridge. Isa Oliver. Brianna Barney Carter. Anthony Benet. Max Bachter. Martino Britt. Gavin Brockmeyer. Sincere Brown. Angelina Cheney. Eliza Clark. Drew Curtis. Mia Ray Davis. Michael Davis. Keyshawn Duke. Sean Falkingham. Juanita Vidmont. Nicholas Fisher. Jalen Galladay. Nathaniel Grady Liska. Ruby Grimes. Ricky Gwynn.
Okay, Ricky!
Ryan Hannick.
Okay, Ricky!
Keith Harris. Caleb Hellig. Everett Hicks. Mary Grace Hummel. Anna Izagari. Gracie Johnson. Jarius Jones. Zaria Jones. Tyree King. Lily Kitty-Pitty-Yanko. Kyle Klutz. Lindsay May. Felicity McCrae. Mason McGuire. Lily Morello. Aaron Muser. Devin Miller. Aaliyah Morris. Isaac Pearson. Melissa Rasmussen. Yasmin Rivera. Evan Roberts. Barryon Russell Clement. Dempsey Schroeder. Sophia Schwatka. Christopher Skaggs. Brianna Smith. Erica Spears. Jose Verdia. Maggie Ware. Ellen Wormuth. Lillian Whitfield. Vincent Winneman. Spencer Wilson. Agatha Wortham. Hannah Wright. Zach Ziadi. Crystal Zimmerman.
Class of 2018, good luck on your expedition to the top of your mountain. At this time, it is my honor and privilege to introduce Mr. Kevin Grauer, High School Principal, to welcome Class of 2018 to Maplewood Richmond Heights High School.
Thank you, Mr. Dietrich. Thank you, middle school teachers, as well, for preparing our incoming 9th grade students so well. Students, congratulations. I think I know this incoming ninth grade class better than any other class in my last 5 years here. I got to spend time with each one of you in small groups in Mr. Ryan's class back in April. Plus, we met right here in this theater back in March to discuss a few things about the high school. It's natural to have a bit of fear and trepidation when you change a school. That's normal. But you're not really changing a school, are you? You're just coming downstairs. You've already been here. You know me. You know what I expect. And we're going to get along great. And in a few short years, you'll be talking about going to college. But that preparation starts day one, and I take it very seriously. Things are going very well at MRH High School. We had probably our most awarded year in our school's history this year. But you know what, future ninth graders? You are going to make us even better. The only way I know how to make us better are these 3 ways, and you're going to do it for us. Number 1, hard work. There's never a substitute in life for hard work. This is your place of work for the next 4 years. It will also be a place of fun, don't get me wrong, but the fun comes via the hard work. Secondly, the right attitude. We always say a positive attitude, it does influence outcomes. The successful people I know in life are the ones that choose their attitude each morning. They don't have it chosen for them by others. That takes discipline. That takes maturity. Thirdly, love. Act like you love yourself. That means you do not do certain things you used to do because you are expected to grow up now. It also means you treat others with respect. You give it away, you get it back. That rule never goes out of style in life. I do love all the students. I say that every day. That means I have a genuine interest in your well-being. I also means I treat you like I treat my own kids in my own house. I'm fair with them, but I expect a lot from them. I expect a lot from you. That won't lessen. Students, I can't wait to get you downstairs. I look forward to getting to know you better. When you walk into school on day 1, you are on equal footing with every other student in our building. I welcome you, I welcome your ideas, I welcome your input. For now, it's time to celebrate. Welcome to MRH High School, the class of 2018. I look forward to seeing you on August 5th on 9th grade day. Congratulations. Okay, students and parents, a couple of announcements as we wrap this ceremony up. Feel free to take pictures in the hallway. The teachers will be around as well. And students, the cafeteria awaits you for your dance. There's food, there's cake. You may head there shortly. And parents, we do ask you pick your kids up by 9 p.m. They do have school tomorrow. And now it's time for the high school band to play the closing song.